had earlier today for our Facebook live stream on vet rounds. We reviewed the footage and we realised we can actually do a little bit of extra stuff for you. So we're just going to do a little bit of a new intro for you guys so you can see what was happening. Those sound and connectivity issues sometimes happen, as you saw. We did get back to it in the end anyway. So what you missed out on when I was in the bubble was basically me saying we're in a bubble, obviously with everything happening. My name's Kate, by the way, forgot to mention that bit. I'm the curator here at Sea Life Sunshine Coast, which basically means I'm part of the animal care team that looks after everything that's fishy, scaly, slimy, all those cool gross things that don't have furs and feathers. And part of my job is actually looking after our fish. So today with the vet rounds, who you're going to see a little bit soon is Luke. And Dr. Luke is our consultant vet from the aquarium vet. During this time, Luke is coming into us every week, which he does all the time anyway, and he gives us an independent check of what our animals look like. So we've got a long little heap of fish here next to us. This is our heads up tank, and we call it heads up because we've got the dome. I know lots of you guys kids at home have been in there looking at our little fishies. So what Luke was explaining about our fish is what we look for when we're doing vet rounds. So we look for many things, and that includes things like what's the fish behaviour. So as you can see, these animals right now are very chilled out, they're relaxing, they're being cool little fish, they're swimming around. So like our clownfish are in their anemone, which is exactly where they should be. They have really nice clear eyes, they're not breathing too fast, so their gills aren't going back and forth really quickly, so that's a good thing. We're looking at for any marks or discolorations or maybe some raised scales, that sort of thing, see if there's any changes. The other thing we look for is what's their behaviour, so what's normal to what's not. One of the most important things an aquarist or an animal carer can do is know what's normal for their animal and what's not normal for their animal. So as you can see with these fish, they are all supposed to be swimming just like this. So tank looks really good, the fish are looking good, and Luke actually did give them the tick of approval for the checkup today. So then we also have other fish who like at the, I don't know if you can see that, right up the very back under the S for Sea Life. There's a fish that's sitting on his side there a little bit. That's a blue tang. And then it's completely normal for them sometimes to swim on their sides. And then people who don't know, they can actually get a bit of a fright. There's also some other fish that can swim upside down. So really important, guys, know your fish and know what they do. So Luke is part of the aquarium vet team who comes in for checking on all the animals. We don't only do the fish, they do all the reptiles for us, they do the seals, they do the penguins, they do the sharks, they do lots and lots of things, and they come and have a look at them every week, and that just gives us an extra set of eyes, which is really, really important. So once we've gone and done a check on these animals, we're obviously going out to do all the other fish in the building, and there is thousands of them. So we're not going to take you to all the different animals that we have in the building, but we are going to go take you out the back to our Bluey, our Burton water monitor, and Bear, our rehab turtle. So when we go out the back there, guys, we just need to be aware that obviously we have social distancing here at the aquarium, but we're also having to make sure that we look after the animals as much as we can safely. So that means sometimes our people will come in close contact, and you may see the guys wearing some extra gloves, and we'll be limiting who gets in there and the amount of time and contact we have. So make sure you guys come hang out with us, and let's go out the back and see what we can go find, okay? Come join me. We'll go nice and slow. So we've had Luke will come in for about 4 to 5 hours every single week, and then he also writes us a vet report. And then from there we can then make up our treatment plans if we need them. During the whole so far the situation we've been in, everything's been going really well. So that comes down to what the care that we're providing to the animals, as well as making sure that our staff are nice and healthy. So I reckon a lot of the time Luke also comes in just to check us out to make sure that we are then behaving ourselves. So we're going to just duck through on this. We're going to go cross back over to Luke and the guys, and we will go meet Louie. We'll see you soon.
He's one of our male Mertens water monitors. He's a large lizard or a reptile, as you can see. We're just doing our monthly check on him. So you can see that we weighed him. We want to know how much he weighs so that we know that he's getting enough food. That might seem simple, but reptiles, their metabolism changes with the seasons. So the warmer it is, the faster their metabolism, the more food they need. In winter they slow down, they need less food. We don't want them getting overweight in winter, and we don't want them getting underweight in summer. So we check that regularly so we can maintain their body weight. He was 4.6 kilos, which is normal for him, so we know that we're feeding him the right amount of food. We just do an overall body check as well. We checked it all up, that his feet, the nails are not getting too long. We trimmed a couple today. So just like your cat and dog at home, often if they don't run around enough on hard surfaces, the nails can overgrow. So we want to keep those at a good length for the animal so they can still climb in the exhibit when they're not getting too long. We just checked that all the limbs are working, that the skin is good. I showed you where the ears are on these animals. They don't have external ears like us, they've just got an opening. We looked at the eyes. We don't look in the mouth because it's a bit dangerous. We don't want to get bitten. So that's the basis of our examination. All the areas that we can't see when the animal's standing in the exhibit. So underneath the feet, underneath the nose.
Awesome. So we've actually taken Bluey back to his home right now, so he didn't have to stay out here. So that's why we'll give you guys a quick summary. But we're going to take you now to another very good special friend of ours, and that's one of our rehab turtles. This is Bear, and Bear's little friend here is Brittany, who is our vet tech. So she's Luke's right-hand person when he's not here. Brett goes and helps us out, so that's it. So the Bear's being a little bit cranky. I could hear him in behind you there, so
A little bit restless.
a little bit restless. So guys, as you can see, Bear's there. I'm going to give you a quick demo shot here. Oh, this is what Bear looks like when he arrived here in February.
2 months ago.
Yeah, so 2 months ago this was Bear. So Luke, what did Bear rock up here with at the aquarium?
So you can see the bear looks very different now. You can see in these pictures he's got a lot of barnacles and algae growth on him. There's quite a bit of sand and things on him as well. So he's a rescue turtle. So he's stranded, washed up on a beach somewhere, too weak to swim, unable to fend for himself, he's not able to feed. So a kind member of the public has picked him up, contacted the relevant government department, and they bring him here so that we can help him, nurse him back to health, and hopefully the end goal of all of this is to get him back out into the wild. That's our main focus. So a lot of you can see that we've done a lot of cleaning, we've got rid of all those barnacles and the algae. We do physical examinations on them, and we noticed with Bear that his right flipper, so the right front flipper here, around this joint here, was very, very swollen, and he wasn't able to use this flipper when he arrived. As you can see today, he is able to use it. This is an x-ray taken about a month ago. This is the joint here, so this is this joint here. So we can see that the bone here looks very rough, and there's quite a bit of bone missing from here. There's an infection inside this joint that he's picked up. We don't know how he's got that, but that doesn't really matter how he's got it. We just need to know it's there and how we can fix it. So he's been on antibiotics for a long time to clear up that infection, and we've been measuring that each week to see if it's getting better. And we know it's getting better as well because he's now able to use that flipper, whereas when he arrived he wasn't able to use that flipper at all. I keep saying he, we don't know whether Bear is a he or a she, because Bear is still not a full-grown adult turtle. Bear could get to more than twice this size. We won't know till they're a bit older as to whether they're a male or a female, and again that doesn't really affect us very much.
So Luke, we're going to do a little microchip this morning, aren't we, of Bear?
That's right. So we need a way of identifying these turtles when they get released into the wild. If they get into trouble again or turn up somewhere, we use the same microchip that you might have heard of. We're using cats and dogs. If they get lost or they get out one day, then it's much easier for us to find the original owner. So we'll record some information, and we've got a microchip here. It's a relatively easy procedure. The microchip is about the size of a grain of rice. It's inside a needle, so it's just like getting an injection. We have a microchip scanner, so we can read and we check the microchip to make sure that it's working. You can see if the number on here is the same as the number on the tag. Once we implant this into the animal, it's recorded onto the database for the stranded turtles, and if we need to work out where Bear's been in his life in the future, if he turns up somewhere, we can.
So would this be like a little bit like nearing, or maybe someone at home, the kids maybe getting an injection from the doctors? Maybe like their flu vaccine, Luke? Is that the kind
Yeah,
of...
that's exactly right, Kate. It's just like a normal injection you get for a vaccination, or if you're not feeling well. So we're just going to pop the microchip here under the skin.
Obviously we just use that little swab. Is that just to make sure the area is
That's
nice and
just to
clean?
make sure it's nice and clean. There's no infection on the skin. We might get a little bit of blood, a drop of blood with this, but it's quite a painless procedure. Bear's going to be very brave for us today. Just going to pop that under the skin. Insert the microchip.
Wow, that was really fast.
Very quick. The quicker we do it, the less we have to restrain him, the more comfortable it is. So we're just going to check that that's working. You can see that the number is the same number for the microchip, and that's going to identify Bear now. So if he ever turns up in the future somewhere, he's rescued again, we can identify exactly who he is. Now, because we've got this big swelling on the flipper, Bear's been on a long course of antibiotics. We give these by injection. I'm just going to go into this flipper here. So it's going to be the same procedure again, just like a vaccination or a needle that you might get at the doctor's. We're just going to pop it under the skin and inject.
It's okay, Bear. We're nearly there.
Struggling a little bit there. That's not really because of the needle, it's more just because we're restraining him. He wants to get back in the water, that's where he feels most comfortable.
I think he's been a very good boy.
He has been a very good boy today. You have to understand that these turtles only come out of the water to lay eggs. They spend their entire lives in the water, so they don't like being out of the water. And that's why he wants to get back to his fish tank so that he can swim around and relax.
I think we might let Brittany and the team take him back so he can go back for a swim.
That's a great idea.
And while we're doing that, we might just ask Luke, how do you become a fish vet? Swing around here a little bit so we get our social distancing right.
That's a good question, Kate, and it's not always an easy path. We study for a long time at university, or we start out at school. We get good marks at school, we can go to university, we can study for 5 years to become a veterinarian, and that doesn't teach us to become a veterinarian of fish. It teaches us to become a veterinarian of all animals, so cats, dogs, horses, cows, sheep, chickens, goats, all sorts of animals that includes fish and all the exotic animals, lizards, turtles, those sorts of things. My career, I've worked in aquariums as an aquarist, doing the job of cleaning the tanks and looking after the animals. And then I went back to university and studied to become a veterinarian. So that's one way of doing it, that's the way I did it. But you can certainly become a veterinarian and do extra study to learn more about fish and how to look after them in a medical capacity.
We are very lucky that we have Luke because he knows our world as well. So he's come from it looking after animals just like us. Very unique position. So there's not actually that many fish vets in the world, is there?
No, it's quite a small group of people. There's 3 vets, or 5 vets in our company that work within Australia. And we also consult overseas. But yes, there's not many fish vets in Australia.
Awesome. So guys, unfortunately we're really sorry about our little sound issue before. Not sure what happened there, but lucky we got it sorted. I'm glad you guys got to see our Bluey and Bear and our fish. If you do have any comments, do drop them in the box. Luke and I'll have a quick sit down after this and we'll answer as many of those as we can for you since we got to miss out on our bit of Q&A time. So make sure you continually keep an eye out on our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, go to our virtual aquarium on our website, subscribe to our newsletter, and we've also got the Merlin Education Toolkit. So for all those people staying at home right now doing homeschooling or just need some entertaining, heaps of cool stuff is on there for you. We do have Lego that we had last 2 weeks ago. We're going to be doing another live at 11 AM. So make sure you go to Sea Life. They're not Sea Life. They are Legoland Discovery in Melbourne. Make sure you duck over to those guys' Facebook page for another Lego workshop. Thank you so much for joining us. We love having you guys visit. It's something we don't actually show a lot of people, so you guys are pretty lucky. Thanks for staying home, isolating. Thanks for everyone for tuning in. Take care. Enjoy your day. Have fun and keep smiling. So bye.